I think Captain Marvel is here to stay. Well, it looks like Captain Marvel is here to stay. Hi, this is Tom from Tom's Tech Show, and the numbers are coming in, and they look pretty good for Captain Marvel. I know we've been going back and forth about the message of the film and what's going on, and the message of Brie Larson's her favorite talking points about white men and all of that. But I think the draw for most people is going to be higher than the message. Not everyone listens to, not everyone's on YouTube. Not everyone is finding out, what the reviews are and watching YouTube reviews about the film. I, of course, have not seen it yet. I am going to be forced to watch it when we go to the Endgame marathon at the El Capitan Theater, which I'm still seeing tickets for that are in first week in April. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully I will be able to get tickets. But let's kind of look at what's going on with Captain Marvel kind of in the box office here. As we can see just from Box Office Mojo that even the second weekend it did really well. It was like a 54% drop, which is nominal. That's fine. For any kind of Marvel movie or any movie in general, that's fairly good. Also, there was no real competition. If we look at what movies came out this week, something called Captive State looks like horror movie. Wonder Park, which I really knew was not going to do well. It just didn't look interesting. All the previews I saw for it. 5 Feet Apart is more of a teenager heartstrings kind of movie, so that's not going to be a big blockbuster. So basically nothing that's going to really go up against it. So if we look at next weekend, we're going to have Us, which is a horror thriller R-rated movie, so that's going to cut out all the kids out of the audience from going to see it, so that's out. Hotel Mumbai, which is also R-rated, so all these R-rated movies coming out. Some other Ramen Shop, Sunset, I don't know if those are going to be able to really, that's also R-rated, so not a lot of competition even next week. So the only competition until the further out, the 29th of March, is Dumbo, which of course is another Disney product. So Disney is not going to care which one you go see, whether you go see Dumbo or you go see Captain Marvel. So they're still going to be dominating the box office there. So by then I think it'll be down to where it's going to be marginal for, probably down in the third or fourth film, maybe even still second at this point. I mean, once Dumbo comes out, there really isn't much, unless Us really grabs a hold of something. It is Jordan Peele. And didn't he do that other movie, Get Out? Yeah, he did Get Out. So he's done, some interesting things, and I really liked Get Out. I'm not a horror kind of movie or suspense or thriller kind of movie person, but that was interesting. It was intriguing. It was all that kind of stuff. It's either that or my wife has worn me down with all her vampire films. Either one, but I really liked Get Out. So it was different enough that it really set a tone, and maybe Us is going to be different enough to actually capture some box office. So maybe by March 29th, it'll be, Dumbo, then Us, then Captain Marvel. I don't know. Either way. The other thing is we also have to look at is that our favorite film of all time, right? The Last Jedi made $1.3 billion. So even though we can pan it, doesn't mean that everybody else is going to see it the same. Not everyone else is going to be possibly as invested. I mean, there are a ton of casual viewers that go and see these films, and whether they see them once or twice, I mean, that's the whole thing. I think the rewatchability of some of these films, I still do not have The Last Jedi on digital or Blu-ray or anything. I never bought it. I mean, I'm not going to buy it. You're never going to get. I'm not going to buy any of the merchandise. See, I think that's kind of the long haul of it. How many Captain Marvel figures are going to be sold? How many Captain Marvel Blu-ray, digital copies and all that are going to be sold after the fact? If it's mediocre, I mean, if it's the worst Marvel movie that we ever get, fine. If I have enough extra cash one day and it's on sale, a super sale on Vudu, I'll pick up the digital copy just to round out, the collection. But I'm not jumping on it right the day it comes out. That's for sure. And just like The Last Jedi, I'm never owning a copy of that. That's just garbage. But Disney doesn't see it that way. I talked to my friends at Disney who actually have worked on this film and worked on the Solo film, and they only look at this number down here. They go, well, this number says 1.3 billion. That means it's a success. I don't really care what the content is. That means it's a success. So they, I keep bringing up things like this is bad and this is bad. They're like 1.3 billion. I don't care. It's a success. So that's the studio's thinking from someone that I know inside the studio, and Captain Marvel is going to be the same way. I mean, it's obviously going to probably cross $1 billion, or at least get really close. So, and that's all Disney cares about. It's like, it's going to do that. I mean, whether we think it's boring and doesn't rank up to the other MCU films, and whether we think that we don't like Brie Larson's message outside of the film, is regardless. Disney's going to see that bottom line. They're going to go, oh, okay, we can keep making these. And I think I think the Russo brothers are the only hope for Endgame, and once Endgame is over, we need to start looking at the directors and who is doing the story writing, who's putting it all together, because if it's all new people who haven't done any of the other films, then we need to start wondering, okay, is this going to go the complete direction of being boring and whatever? But I think they obviously positioned this so close to Endgame that people had the drive to see it because of Endgame, and I think that was planned because they knew if it had been 6 months earlier that it wouldn't be the total that it is now. So, all right, well, like again, I said I'm going to go see it once we go to the marathon at the El Capitan. I am going to be doing some video streaming and stuff from the El Capitan. There's usually guest stars and other things like that there. So hopefully I'll be able to do that. They don't usually mind you having your phones up and doing things while the stars are on stage. So I'll try and capture some of those while the different actors are on stage. I don't know if Brie Larson will show up. That would be interesting, and the audience reaction would be interesting, considering most of the people that are in the audience are going to be huge, diehard, mega Marvel fans, not necessarily diehard Captain Marvel fans, right? So that's definitely going to be an interesting thing. So, all right. Well, thanks for watching this. Give it a thumbs up if you like it, and subscribe to my channel. I continue to do all kinds of videos like this all the time about movies and TV, photography, and my regular computing type day job stuff. I do have this Thursday, I am going out to Santa Cruz Island to do some photography, getting on a boat. I got to remember to take medicine before I go. But that should be fun. So sure to watch for that video shortly after Friday, probably Friday or Saturday. That video will be up. And just subscribe to the channel. You get all of this stuff all the time. All right. Thanks for watching and take care.